While traveling is a great way to explore new cultures and experience the world, there are some places that are best avoided for the sake of your own safety. Today, we're embarking on a journey to uncover the top 10 most dangerous countries to travel in 2023. So if you're the type who loves a good thrill and is always looking for a new adventure, then you won't want to miss this. Coming in at number 10, Ukraine.
All-out winter warfare on the Eastern Front.
After the Russian invasion in February of 2022, Ukraine is widely regarded as one of the world's most dangerous nations. The Global Peace Index ranks Ukraine at number 153 out of 163 countries because of the extensive violence and human rights violations caused by the Russian military presence in the country. Before Russia's invasion, Ukraine was regarded as the 33rd most tranquil country in the world. The crime rate was low and people generally felt safe and secure back then. However, the security situation in Ukraine has worsened substantially since Russia's invasion and subsequent takeover of Crimea and eastern Ukraine. Torture, rape, and murder are only some of the human rights violations in which the Russian armed forces have participated in Ukraine. Sudan ranks 9th on our list. As of the year 2023, Sudan ranks high on the list of the most dangerous countries on the planet for a variety of reasons. For a long time now, this country has been plagued by bloodshed and war, and it's only getting war.
This is how the village of Amurai in South Darfur looks like.
Since 1983, a civil war has been raging in the country, killing more than 2 million people thus far. Millions of people in Darfur have been forced to flee their homes because of allegations that the Sudanese government committed genocide there. Furthermore, Al-Qaeda and ISIS-affiliated extremists have carried out a number of terrorist strikes in Sudan. At number 8, Somalia. Based on the Global Peace Index 2023, Somalia is the 8th most hazardous country in the world and occupies position 156. Over the past few years, Somalia has struggled mightily against political instability, insecurity, and poverty. More than 6 million people in Somalia are in need of humanitarian aid, making the situation there extremely serious. Terrorist organizations like Al-Shabaab have launched assaults on civilians from within the country, and there are many others. Somalia's administration has made modest strides in recent years toward strengthening national security. However, a lot more work is needed to make Somalia safe for civilians. At number 7, Iraq. On the Global Peace Index, Iraq is ranked at number 157, making it the 7th most hazardous country in the world. The persistent war and violence in the country is largely to blame for this situation. Millions of people have been uprooted as a result of the Iraq War and other continuing wars, and thousands of civilians have lost their lives or been injured. In addition, the Iraqi government is often considered to be one of the most corrupt in the world, which exacerbates the situation.
Overnight, deadly violence in Baghdad.
6th on our list is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Years of violence and strife have only worsened the already dire condition. Several different armed factions are active across the country, and the government is in a constant state of instability. Extreme poverty and inequality facilitate the recruitment of new members by criminal gangs and terrorist organizations. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC, is currently one of the most hazardous countries in the world, and this trend is expected to continue for the foreseeable future. At number 5, Russia. Due to its high homicide rate and growing political instability, Russia has risen to the position of 5th most dangerous country in the world in 2023. Around 9.5 persons per 100,000 are murdered annually in Russia, making it one of the countries with the highest homicide rates in the world. This is probably because of the rampant corruption and lack of rule of law in Russia, as well as its high poverty and inequality rates. Protests and opposition movements are also on the rise in Russia, adding to the country's political volatility. Because of this, future violence and civil unrest may escalate. At number 4, we have Syria. Since 2011, Syria has been mired in a horrific civil war. The number of dead has topped 250,000, and over 7.6 million people have been forced to from their homes.
And have been killed or injured. It started peacefully. As the Arab Spring swept into Syria in 2011, protests for basic freedoms and rights began.
Damage to the country's infrastructure is extensive, and its healthcare and educational systems are in disarray as a result. Terrorist organizations like ISIS have flourished as a result of the fighting and have committed atrocities against people. On top of that, the proximity of Syria to Europe has created a historic refugee problem. As a result of these and other causes, Syria has risen to the position of fourth most hazardous nation in the world in 2023. Third on our list is Yemen. As of 2022, Yemen ranks as the world's third most hazardous nation. Since 2015, the country has been mired in a civil war, and the situation has only gotten worse. Millions of people have been forced to flee their homes because of the fighting, and tens of thousands have already lost their lives. Few people have access to basic necessities like healthcare and education, and hunger is common. Terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and ISIS have been able to establish themselves as a result of the war, making life even more precarious for the local populace. North Korea takes the second spot on our list. It is widely believed that North Korea is unsafe for travelers due to the country's harsh and tightly controlled lifestyle. Tourists are subject to close surveillance due to the country's reputation for enforcing harsh laws and punishments, including jail time. Because of its government's infamously antagonistic stance toward the rest of the world, North Korea also faces the threat of terrorism. Afghanistan, a country that has been a battle zone for decades and is still one of the world's most dangerous places, comes in first. Travelers should avoid the area because of the high risk of terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict. As a result of the continuous war and bloodshed in the region, Afghanistan has earned a reputation as one of the world's most dangerous travel destinations. Government forces and numerous militant organizations have been at battle for quite some time now. There is a significant risk of terrorist attack in Afghanistan, with bombings, kidnappings, and other assaults against civilians and foreigners happening often. The country also has a weak infrastructure and inadequate security forces, which makes it hard to assure the safety of visitors. Non-essential travel to Afghanistan is strongly discouraged as the security situation there remains unstable. So there you have it, the top 10 most dangerous countries to travel in 2023. While these countries should be avoided, there are still many safe and beautiful destinations to explore. So, plan your next trip wisely and stay safe out there. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting travel content.